Planning your very first trip to Walt Disney World? You are about to visit one of the most amazing vacation destinations on Earth, but it's also one of the easiest places to get completely overwhelmed. In this video, you will learn the top 5 mistakes first-time Disney World guests make, and more importantly, exactly how to avoid them so you do not waste time, money, or energy on your trip. Welcome to Main Street Map, your guide to Disney done right. We help families, first-timers, and seasoned parkgoers navigate Walt Disney World with smart itineraries, time-saving strategies, and clear step-by-step planning advice. Main Street Map shows you how to experience more magic with less stress. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Stick around to the end for a simple day plan that you can copy for your first Magic Kingdom visit. Mistake number 1, showing up without understanding the My Disney Experience app and Lightning Lanes. At Disney World, Lightning Lanes allow you to skip the regular standby line on certain attractions, and they are all managed in the My Disney Experience app. Many first-timers do not realize this until they are already in the park, so they spend the first few hours standing still, scrolling through their phones, trying to figure out what to buy and what to click. Meanwhile, everyone who learned the system beforehand is already riding. Here's what to do instead. Before your trip, make a short list of must-do rides in each park. Things like Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, Slinky Dog Dash, or Avatar Flight of Passage, depending on where you are going. Then decide whether Lightning Lane is worth it for your group and where you are okay with waiting in standby. Learn the basics of how booking works at 7 a.m., how many Lightning Lanes you can hold at once, and how return times work, so you are making quick, confident choices when your vacation actually starts. That little bit of preparation turns a confusing system into a powerful tool. Mistake number 2, underestimating how long it takes to get anywhere in Walt Disney World. This is not like walking across a small park or driving across town. Disney World is roughly the size of a small city, and everything takes longer than it looks on the map. First-timers often think, our dinner is at 6. It only takes 15 minutes to drive that at home, so we'll leave the room at 5:30. At Disney, that same trip might involve a 10-minute walk to the bus stop, a 15-minute wait for a bus or monorail, a 20-minute ride with multiple stops, and another walk on the other end. Suddenly, you are late for that hard-to-get reservation. A safer rule is to treat almost every major move as a 45 to 60-minute block, especially when going from a resort to a park or from one park to another. If you arrive early, great. Use that time to take pictures, explore the area, or grab a snack. It feels much better to be early and relaxed than rushed and stressed. Pay attention to park opening and closing times, transportation hours, and whether your resort has direct access, like walking or using the Skyliner, to specific parks. That knowledge can help you choose which park to visit on which day in a way that cuts down on needless back and forth. Mistake number 3, planning the bulk of your park time in the middle of the day. It is very tempting on vacation to sleep in, have a slow breakfast, and stroll into the park late morning. But that is exactly when crowds and heat peak in Orlando. Lines are usually shortest early in the morning and again late at night, while the middle of the day is when wait times spike and the sun feels strongest. If your family is only truly in the parks from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., you are fighting the longest lines in the hottest hours. A much smarter pattern for Disney World is rope drop, break, then evening. That means arriving at or before park opening, riding several headliner attractions while waits are low, then leaving for a midday rest at your hotel. Swim, nap, or just relax in air conditioning. Come back late afternoon or evening for shows, fireworks, nighttime rides, and cooler temperatures. Not only will your group feel better physically, but you will often get more done in fewer total hours because you are targeting the low wait windows instead of the worst of the day. Mistake number 4, going to one extreme with your planning. Some first-time Disney World guests schedule every minute of every day with spreadsheets, alarms, and complicated touring plans. Others make zero plans and say, "We'll just figure it out when we get there." Both extremes usually end badly. The overplanners end up stressed when the smallest delay throws off their schedule, and they spend more time watching the clock than enjoying the trip. The non-planners get stuck with long lines, limited dining options, and the disappointment of finding out that certain experiences needed reservations days or months in advance. The sweet spot is what many experts call planned flexibility. Make your park reservations, decide which park you will visit each day, and book a few key dining reservations if there are must-do restaurants for your group. Then create a loose priority list of rides, your A list and B list, instead of a ride-by-ride schedule. In the parks, use that list plus the app's wait times and lightning lane options to make smart decisions on the fly, leaving open space for snacks, bathroom breaks, character sightings, and that random street performance you did not even know existed. That balance gives you structure without making your vacation feel like a job. Mistake number 5, ignoring Florida weather. Central Florida is hot, humid, and unpredictable, especially for visitors who are used to milder climates. In the warmer months, heat index values can soar, and quick-moving afternoon thunderstorms are very common. Those storms can temporarily close outdoor attractions and even pause Skyliner operations. So if you build a schedule that only works in perfect weather, it may fall apart as soon as the first dark cloud appears. On top of that, not dressing for the heat or staying hydrated can leave everyone tired, cranky, and at risk for heat-related illness. To prepare, pack breathable clothing, broken-in sneakers with good support, ponchos or light rain jackets, and a small park bag with sunscreen and a refillable water bottle for each person. Most quick-service locations will give you free cups of ice water if you ask, which makes it easy to refill without constantly buying bottled drinks. Also, have a rough rain plan for each park. Know a few nearby indoor attractions or shows where you can ride out a storm, like longer stage shows or indoor queues. Turning bad weather into an air-conditioned break instead of a crisis will keep morale high and your day on track. To pull all of this together, here is a simple example of how a first-timer Magic Kingdom day might look if you avoid these mistakes. You arrive before park opening and head straight to 2 or 3 of your highest priority rides while waits are still low. You use Lightning Lane multi-pass or single lightning lanes on 1 or 2 other big attractions later in the morning instead of wasting it on something with a short line. Late morning, you grab an early lunch before the crowds peak, then leave the park for a few hours to rest, swim, or nap back at your resort. Because you allowed extra transportation time, you are not panicking trying to race the clock. In the evening, you return refreshed, ready to enjoy a few more attractions, a parade or nighttime show, and fireworks. After the fireworks, instead of rushing out with the crowd, you either linger to let crowds thin or pick 1 or 2 last attractions if wait times drop. That is a day built around smart use of lightning lanes, realistic transportation time, cooler hours, flexible planning, and real Florida weather. And it feels much more magical than battling long lines and exhaustion all day long. Avoid these 5 mistakes, and your first Walt Disney World trip will feel smoother, more relaxed, and full of the kind of memories you actually want to bring home. If you want a follow-up video with the top first-timer must-dos in each park, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom, let us know in the comments and make sure you are subscribed for more Disney World planning tips. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more video guides on the parks and the best way to navigate them. Comment fireworks below so we know you made it through the whole video. We love hearing from you and helping with your planning. Your feedback guides our future content and helps others too.